So when it comes to arcades, I'm always fascinated of what kind of version you can buy. So in this video we're going to talk about the Mortal Kombat cabinet from China. So basically it's a package, a massive package from China. Okay, so consider subscribing, hit the little bell, and let's take a close look at this cabinet today. So I went to the shop Custom Arcades just to see what he is selling. And yeah, I already did some reviews about this guy. He had some, let's say, different versions like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, racing cabinets. But I was curious, how is the quality and what are we basically going to get with these Chinese cabinets? How good is the quality and what can you do with it? Okay, so well, what kind of cabinet is this machine? So this is this gigantic, more like slim model 42-inch Mortal Kombat cabinet. So this is just a basic new model they are selling from China. And the reason why I'm saying from China and a new model is because the Chinese are making these cabinets. And there are a couple of factories out there, and it depends what kind of factory are you buying them from, because there are quite some differences in quality. But so far I can see that this version looks very well. It got a great nice chrome T-molding, and of course it has the decals and the skin of the Mortal Kombat. So if you're looking at the side panel, for example, you can see that the decal is a little bit stretched here and there because they needed to fit it on the cabinet. The original cabinet is nothing like this, so they basically grabbed the original decals from Mortal Kombat and they basically squeezed it together. And doesn't look that bad in my opinion. So if you're looking at how they created this, and the decals kit is more like this matte finish, and with these Chinese cabinets you have quite some different versions. You also have more like the glossy version and special vinyl. There are so many versions out there, so that's something you need to take in consideration while you're going to search for a cabinet like this. What I do like about this version, that it is quite gigantic, and when you're having a stool in front of it you can place your feet on the cabinet. And of course this version has a coin mechanism. I think most of these Chinese versions have this. And the coin mechanism is more like the combination of the plastic metal version. And again, depends who sells it and what kind of version you're going to get. But it works like a charm. But you need to ask the seller what kind of coins you can use, because not all of them can accept euro coins or dollars. So that is something you need to take into consideration. At the back we can see this door where you can reach the monitor. Here at the bottom we're having another door with some extra vents for the cooling. You need to take in consideration with these Chinese cabinets, there are some monitors that are connected with HDMI or VGA, and I can tell you it's a very big difference. This version has been connected with HDMI and will give you the best optimal image, because with VGA you still will have this more like blurry version of an image. I don't like it, so I'm very pleased to see this thing uses HDMI. At the bottom we're finding this XT168, and this is just a subwoofer. You can turn it off if you want. If you don't like it, you can just turn it off, simply because it has its own amplifier. Alright, so when going back to the front, you can see it has an extra amplifier over here where you can control the volume. And deep over there you can see the Pandora Box 6 Yama Edition. What you can see, there is an LED strip over there that is lighting up the marquee. So we have a light up marquee, but with daylight you don't see this very well. Even when I try to put it in a different angle, you can see the light up feature does work, but it is only when it's very dark in your game room. I also wanted to see a quick look in the second cabinet, what they have put in here. And as you can see, here we're having the power supply that is needed for powering on the Yama Pandora's box. Everything looks very nice and neatly connected, and we have so much room if you want to do some modification. For example, you want to build a PC in this cabinet, it's all possible. This version of the Chinese arcade cabinet has been equipped with the China buttons and the Chinese arcade sticks. I just wanted to point out that the 6 button layout is more than enough with Pandora Box 6, because the Pandora Box 6 doesn't support 8 button configurations. But if you want to upgrade with a different Pandora Box, the only Pandora Box that supports 8 buttons is the Pandora Box DX, but all the other versions like the Key or the 3D versions have a 6 button configuration only in the software. But if you want to have more information about the Pandora Box 6 itself, I have tons of videos about that. We're just going to focus on the gameplay and the cabinet itself.
Dude.
Scorpion win.
I'm very pleased to see with shoot 'em ups or most of the shmups are you going to get 2 black bars. So you will not use the full display, but I like it this way, simply because when you're having some of these Pandora boxes I have seen that they stretch the image and that looks pretty damn horrible on a widescreen 42-inch display.
Nice spel, jongen. Altijd in de kantine, hè, deze.
Okay, so I just wanted to do a quick look at this slim 42-inch arcade cabinet from our friend from China. And very curious always what they are making. Keep in consideration there are quite some different versions out there when it comes to the art and the quality. I do like this version, it got some very nice MDF quality when it comes to the hood. And if you're looking at the art, it's not bad at all. Of course, here and there it's a little bit squeezed because the art itself needs to be modified for the cabinet itself. The emulation, yeah, Pandora Box 6, it's a very cool mainboard, but it is still flawed in some ways. Okay, so when you're looking at the joystick and the layout are most of them the same. Some have the trackballs, some have more buttons, but the quality itself, it's not bad at all. The buttons, I do like them for Chinese, let's say, Sanwa fake clones, but the joystick, I'm not a big fan of it, so keep in consideration, you can always upgrade these if you want to with Sanwa joystick, and it's very easy to do. So if you want to do modification, there's so much room inside to build a PC or something else. Oh, and take in consideration if you want to upgrade the Pandora Box 6 to DX or another version in the future, it's very easy to do. Because basically you need to remove the Yammer connector and everything is most of the time the same. So that is a possibility in the future. But if you want to have more information about this cabinet, I would say I'll leave a link in the description where you can find the web shop. You can send the seller a message. Otherwise, you can also leave it in the comments, maybe it can help you out with your question. I personally would replace the joysticks because I want to have a Sanwa or another brand that is having more like an arcade experience. That I was missing out, but in general I really love the build quality. It's a very decent display what is in it, because if you want to do a modification, you plug in your HDMI device and you're ready to go. So you have quite some different options when it comes to that. Consider subscribing to the channel, I have a lot of great stuff coming up here. I have a lot of reviews made about arcade cabinets and everything that is arcade related. It would be great to have you in the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video. And hit that little bell.